Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 18th of November and we are going to see all of the important questions for the day. And today's video is going to be very important again. So everyone pay your attention. Now here's a question for the day and everyone has to answer this question in the comment section. The question is, which state has the lowest sex ratio according to the vital statistics of India? This report has been released by Registrar General of India. We have already seen this question. Those who have understood the concepts carefully must answer this in the comment section. Let's begin now the first question. Consider the following statements about ARIEL. What is it? It stands for Atmospheric Remote Sensing Infrared Exoplanet Large Survey. This is correct. This mission is undertaken by NASA. This is wrong. It is undertaken by European Space Agency, not by NASA. It will be launched in January 2021. No, this is also wrong. It will be launched rather in 2029. So here only first option was correct. So A is the right answer here. ESA has planned to launch it in 2029. This stands for Atmospheric Remote Sensing Infrared Exoplanet Large Survey. It will perform large-scale survey of over 1,000 exoplanets over a period of 4 years. The explorer will study nature, formation and evolution of exoplanets. As of now, there are more than 4,000 exoplanets to be known and to be confirmed by scientific communities, and there are thousands of other candidate exoplanets that need further observations to say for certain if they are exoplanets or not. Proxima Centauri b, it is the closest exoplanet to Earth. So this is very important for every examination. They may ask you because exoplanet has been in news for continuously this year. There are several research related to exoplanets. NASA has also launched its tests to survey exoplanets. Now ESA is also going to take this step. So this fact is very important. Proxima Centauri b, the closest exoplanet known near the Earth. It is just 4 light years away from the Earth. It inhabits the habitable zone of its star, which means that it could possibly have liquid waters on its surface. Next question. Consider the following statements about pincer catalysts. Again, very important question. It converts large amounts of industrial waste such as glycerol into lactic acid and hydrogen. This is correct. And it also efficiently converts bioethanol, a low energy density fuel, into high energy density butanol. This is also correct. So this function of this pincer catalyst is very important as it can convert low energy density fuel into high energy density butanol. So here both of these options are correct. There were only 2 options. C is given here by mistake. So third option is correct. And a research team of IIT Guwahati has formulated this efficient pincer catalytic system that transforms the biomass wastes into valuable chemicals. Next question now. Which of the following is true for APEC? Let's see. APEC or Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation is an economic group that was formed in 1989. This is correct. It presently has 15 members. This is wrong. It presently has 21 members, not 15 members. RCEP rather has 15 members. RCEP recently which has concluded free trade agreement, which is the world's largest FTA or trading bloc. And India recently became the member of APEC. No, this is also wrong. India aspires to become member of APEC, but APEC has denied membership to India. So here only first option was correct. First is right. Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation held recently a ministerial meeting virtually. The members committed to pursue free and open trade and investment towards the economic recovery from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Let's have idea about APEC. It is a regional economic forum. It was established in the year of 1989 to leverage the growing interdependence of Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation has 21 member economies, which are Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, People's Republic of China, Hong Kong. Now you might wonder that how Hong Kong is a member of it, because any economy can become member of APEC. It is not important that that economy has to be a status of nation state. So Hong Kong, despite being part of China, can become part of it because it is an economy. If you focus on this word, that it is a grouping of member economies. See here, member economies. That is why Hong Kong is eligible to become part of APEC. Then we have China, Indonesia, Japan, Republic of Korea, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Peru, the Philippines, the Russian Federation, Singapore, Chinese Taipei, that is Taiwan again, because member economies are eligible to become part of China, Thailand, part of this APEC, United States of America, and Vietnam. India had requested for the membership of APEC, but they have denied India's membership by citing that India does not border Pacific Ocean, and this organization is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. So countries bordering Pacific Ocean must become the member of APEC, but since India is not bordering it, actually China is behind hindering India's membership into APEC. However, India has received support of Japan, US, Australia, Papua Guinea to become full-time member. At present, India is an observer member since 2011. Next question, Antimicrobial Awareness Week will be celebrated from? So it is going to be observed from today 18th of November till 24th of November. So here A is the right answer. The WHO is to celebrate Antimicrobial Awareness Week from 18th November till 24th of November. It aims to increase awareness of global antimicrobial resistance. The theme for this year is United to Preserve Antimicrobials. The antimicrobial resistance occurs when parasites, fungi, virus, bacteria no longer responds to medicine. And the main issue in India, or the main reason in India which causes antimicrobial resistance, is that antibiotics enter the food system through livestock. So we indiscriminately use antibiotics for livestock, but it actually via milk or via meat transports to our food system and enters into human body. This further adds up to AMR in the country, and this is more common in dairy and livestock. Next question, which of the following is celebrated as National Epilepsy Day? So it is 17th of November. So here C is the right answer. The day is celebrated to create awareness about epilepsy. Epilepsy is a chronic brain disorder. It results in recurrent fits and seizures. The seizures occur due to sudden and excessive discharges occurring in brain cells or neurons. And according to WHO, around 50 million people in the world are suffering from epilepsy. Next question again, very important. FDI limit for the companies involved in uploading or streaming of news and current affairs through digital media is? So the FDI limit for those digital medias which are engaged in a streaming of news and current affairs is 26%. So here B is right answer. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has recently asked companies involved in uploading or streaming of news and current affairs through digital media to comply with 26% of FDI limit. And companies involved in uploading or streaming of current affairs through digital medias having foreign direct investment of less than 26% will also have to inform their names, addresses of directors or shareholders, and shareholding pattern to the ministry within just 1 month. Next question now. Department of Investment and Public Asset Management has signed an agreement with blank for advisory services on asset monetization. So it has signed an agreement with World Bank. So here B is right answer. Department of Investment and Public Asset Management has signed an agreement with World Bank for advisory services on asset monetization, and the World Bank will provide advisory services on asset monetization to DIPAM. The World Bank project will help analyze public asset monetization in India and benchmarking its institutional and business models against international best practices. Next news now, but before that, if you have found the video useful till now, don't forget to like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Also, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive the notification at the earliest so that you never miss any opportunity to learn and grow every day. I emphasize again that don't forget to press the bell icon to receive the notification at the earliest. Next news now. 8 news. Peru's 5th president in 5 years, who was Manuel Merino, was forced out of power just 5 days after taking office as massive protest swept the South American country. And this Peru is located in South America in southern hemisphere, bordered by Ecuador and Colombia in the north, Brazil in the east, Bolivia in the southeast, Chile in the south, and by Pacific Ocean in the west. Peru is a country in western Southern America. It fully lies in southern hemisphere. So these are the bordering nations of Peru. So I hope you find the video useful. Do like and do share the video, subscribe and press the bell icon. We'll meet again in the next video. Until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.